still see the comments? Yes, good. And let's do same idea for Facebook. Good day, Mr. Taylor. All right, let me refresh here. So, as I get set up, I wasn't sure what I was going to do today. Kind of decided last minute. Just start off with some more reaction stuff. I kind of actually looked for videos in my Watch Later, the Watch Later playlist. It's like, let's choose stuff that actually has the most views. Like, you know, that seems like the better idea. I have my audio interface unplugged and monitors unplugged. See if we get the old trucker radio chat again. Hopefully not. I prefer being able to use those monitors though. This way I have the guitar coming out through them. Oh well. As long as everything is heard, we are okay. So, let's check the volume on the first video we're going to watch. Bulletproof guitar player, Ross Campbell. Alright, let's double check the volume on this.
To my YouTube channel. The topic of today's video is building speed on the guitar. Certainly something that we as guitar players tend to obsess about, especially in the earlier...
Alright, hopefully that is loud enough. Hello Plastodon, good to see you on. Hey, I finally got Kick to work. It's actually streaming right now. It's on. It is working. So now I get to have on Fridays YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Kick. Alright. So we're about to get started here. Almost ready. I need to adjust the camera a little bit for when I need to I'm going to play anything. I think that'll do. Okay. Pro streamer. Well, perhaps. If I actually start making part of my living off of it, that would be fantastic. All right, so lots of windows to check throughout this stream here. All right, here we go. So yeah, this is the first time watching this video called How to Build Speed on the Guitar. Channel is Ross Campbell. He's certainly doing a hell of a lot better than me. He's got 213,000 subscribers. This video has 71,000 views. Came out 2 years ago. So, need like 6 monitors for each service. I would love to have 6 monitors. I think I have just a big old monitors everywhere. Man, to have like everything up nice, big, easy to see stuff, that would be fantastic. Alright, so the usual spiel. First time watching this video. This is not meant to attack or tear anyone down. Is this clout chasing? Absolutely. Taking the advice I read. Watch and react to people's stuff who are doing better than you, and see if you can actually add some value to the conversation. So it's not just me reacting like a complete idiot, maybe a partial idiot. But yes, let's see, do we agree on things? Perhaps we'll disagree. Let's see what I can add to it, if anything at all. Here we go.
Hey guys, Ross Campbell from BulletproofGuitarPlayer.com here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. The topic of today's video is building speed on the guitar. Certainly something that we as guitar players tend to obsess about, especially in the earlier stages of our guitar playing journeys, let's say. And how do you build speed? Do you just stick on a metronome at a random tempo and increase the BPM whenever you feel like it?
No, that is not the way.
How much should you increase the BPM by when you decide to move up in speed? That's
no more than 5. Well, at least that's my recommendation.
what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to share with you a tip for building speed effectively over the course of a week. Whether it's a lick that you're practicing or a song, this will apply to anything really that you want to build speed with on guitar. So this is a method that I was first shown when I was in my first year of studying guitar at university. My guitar teacher at the time, Jed Brocky, shared this with me, and it completely changed my approach to building speed on the guitar. In fact, changed isn't the right term. It actually gave me an approach to follow for building speed on the guitar, because before I knew about this method, I, like many of you probably watching this, I would just think, oh well, I'll just stick on a metronome at 120 beats per minute, and then I'll increase it when I want to by, I don't know, 10 beats per minute.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea.
There was no method for, let's say, progressive overload in terms of building speed.
Progressive overload. Did you hear that? He said the thing that I preach. Progressive overload. Hey, this might be one of those rare videos where I agree with, well, everything. I don't know, but this is nice. Progressive overload. Absolutely.
Speed with licks that I wanted to play at higher tempos. So this method revolves around first establishing what you would call a target tempo for something. A target tempo is a tempo at which you could play, say, an exercise almost 100% clean, but not quite. It's like you can almost play it cleanly, but it's also on the edge of falling apart at any moment. So in order to establish that, first you need to have a play around with an exercise of your choice and have a play around with a metronome and figure out how fast can you play it so that it's almost clean, but also there's a few mistakes in there. So let's take that classic Paul Gilbert alternate picking exercise as an example. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a very simple exercise for building speed with alternate picking, and it looks and sounds like this.
Isn't it supposed to be on the top 2 strings? I'm being pedantic. It doesn't matter where you do it.
Classic alternate picking exercise right there. Now, I might have an ultimate end goal tempo for, you know, how fast I want to play this. And that will most likely be well beyond what my target tempo is going to be. For example, if I try and play this, let's say my end goal tempo would be like, I don't know, something ridiculous like 210 beats per minute. Let's listen to that.
I'm going to do that right now. 210. Hey, Plastodon, you found me on Kick. Right on. How many of these platforms do you follow? Alright, come on, let's get the metronome out. So he's playing, let's just try it right now. 210, the Gilbert lick. Yes I do. There we go. So he's playing rare here. Facebook as well. We got comments everywhere. All right, well, there you go. That's it at 210. Let's see what happens next.
See, I can already tell 210 beats per minute. Let's listen to that. I can already tell that's my end goal tempo. It really is, because that was not even close to sounding clean, to my ears at least. So let's dial that back a bit and figure out a suitable target tempo. Let's start at maybe, like 160. Okay, so that's also not going to be my target tempo, because I can play that cleanly without much of a struggle. I feel like I could actually keep that up for a while, so let's bump that up by 10 beats per minute. 170. Again, I can play that cleanly, so we need to push it a bit more until we reach that sort of breaking point. Let's go up 20 beats per minute and see how we get on with 190. Okay, I feel like 190 would be a suitable target tempo for me, because there was parts there that sounded fairly clean, but there was also clearly mistakes in there. You know, I was hitting bum notes and open strings. So, because that's almost clean, I'm going to establish 190 as my target tempo. Now, how the way to build up to 190 for me would be, it's Thursdays.
I'm scared. What's he gonna say? He's gonna say something. I'm gonna be like, no. What about kick do you prefer, Mr. Plastodon? Okay, let's see what he says. He's gonna, I can already tell he's gonna say something I don't like. I just know it. Even though I said, oh, well, this is a nice rare video where he says, he talked about progressive overload. I like that, but he's gonna say something I don't like. I know it. It's gonna happen.
Day that we're shooting this, but let's say it's Sunday. Today is Sunday, and by this Saturday, I want to have reached 190 cleanly with that alternate picking exercise. So what I'm going to do to get there is on the Sunday, on day one, I'm going to start at 172 beats per minute. And I'm going to put on a click, a metronome at 172 beats per minute, and I'm going to play that exercise just at that tempo alone for, say, 3 minutes straight, or until my hands get tired. So let's listen to 172. Now what you're going to find is that if you've done a good job of establishing an appropriate target tempo, is that on day one, your starting tempo is going to be very manageable for you to play it cleanly. So let's listen to that. 172. Okay, so I was able to repeat that quite a few times there without much difficulty at all. So what I would do on that day one is I'd sit down at 172 beats per minute, and like I said, I'd play that for 3 minutes or so, or until my hands get tired and the technique starts to fall apart. But you should be able to keep it clean for a minute or so before that happens. So that's day one. On day two, I'm going to bump the metronome up by 3 beats per minute. So I'm going to go to 175. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to play the exercise at 175 for 3 or so minutes straight, no distractions, turn your phone off, no social media or anything like that.
I knew it. I knew he was going to say something I don't like. All right. Time to be skeptical. This is kind of like something I've considered trying with extremely difficult things, but not just starting out with a high tempo. Basically, work it up the old metronome method way I constantly talk about, but take it up close to where your breaking point is, and then stay there for several minutes. And then the next day, start down at the 60 again, work it up, and then see if you can go a little bit past where you were the day before, like maybe just 5 beats per minute faster than the day before. For me, you might ask, well, why 5? Why is 5 the number? Just seemed like a good thing to try, and I get lots of good results with it. A lot of times I will, not a lot, sometimes when I'm having a very difficult time getting something up to a speed I want, or if I'm trying to break a plateau, I will go up in 2s or even 1s. But 5s usually seems to be pretty good for most things, at least from my anecdotal experience. But yeah, just going up 3 beats per minute each day, I would say that if you do such a thing, you're never going to actually truly build maximum speed, because you're not, without ramping it up and training your ear to hear everything properly and getting your hands and everything warmed up to a point where you can really push it, just going up 3 beats per minute every day is not going to allow you to really crank it hard. Because, again, I haven't tried something like this, but I really have doubts, because when I go to push myself really hard and go as fast as I possibly can with something, there's a great deal of warm-up that needs to happen in it first. I think your hand would get tired and mistakes would start, and you would not end up on a good take like he used to do in the past. Possibly. But I don't really feel like his approach is truly pushing it either. It's more like getting comfortable at a little bit faster speeds. It doesn't feel like it's truly building. What is my current top speed 16th notes? That's a good question. I really don't know. Maybe we should find out someday. I know I can do 300 still. I can still do that, or the equivalent of it at least. Like, I was fiddling around with 6 notes a click, 200 beats per minute yesterday in the live streamed guitar practice. That's the same amount of notes per second. I don't know how much further I would need. Hang on. This dang YouTube emoji thing keeps covering up everything. So you can play every Slayer song to the album. Well, if I actually knew it. Am I fast enough to play all the Slayer stuff? Yes. Hello, Salvador. Good to see you on. But yeah, am I fast enough to play the Slayer stuff? Yes. In fact, I have a Slayer cover where I'm playing Raining Blood. There's changes in it in order to allow me to do it this fast, but it's about 320 beats per minute. How accurate am I? Well, it feels pretty damn accurate. And I'm doubling it too. It's on the channel. Look it up, if you like. Mile High Shred, Raining Blood. Anyway, let's continue on here. We'll just keep seeing what he has to say.
Just 3 minutes of your time dedicated to this one exercise, playing it.
I need to also read what Plastodon said on the kick. Got one of the people I mod for. Hang on, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Some text is cut off. Oh wow, it's really cut off. Mod 4 was on Twitch for 4 years and getting good viewership. The payout from Twitch was awful. Switched to Kick and is doing great. Interesting. But he's also a few hundred followers per stream or more. Kick has been really good to him. Interesting. Well, hopefully it ends up working out well here too. Good to know. 178. Well, Raining Blood might be 178 for Slayer, but I did a cover of it at 320. I purposely played it way faster and did a death metal version of it. Ever listened to MVP with Frank Gambale and Alan Hallsworth? No, I have not. All right, let's continue on here.
Non-stop or until you feel pain or discomfort in your fretting and picking hands. On Tuesday, you're going to bump that up another 3 beats per minute, so you're going to go to 178, and you're going to do this day by day until you reach Saturday, which is the day you should hit your target tempo of 190, and you should be able to play that exercise cleanly at that tempo. Now, I found that this definitely works for me. Like, I remember...
Oh my goodness. No. Raining Blood is not... Oh, wait, I see. I'm sorry. I didn't read all the messages there. Aaron, you were correcting Deaf World saying that Raining Blood is 178. I understand. Okay. Yes, Salvador. I did a cover of it at 320. Anyway, sorry. That last person got me all fucked in the head there because he was a complete piece of shit asshole on Instagram at one point, and now he wants to act all buddy-buddy. So I just hid him from the channel. He's not welcome on here ever again. He's got some serious stalker vibes, and yeah, so that got me a little bit rattled. Sorry about that. He's gone now. Let's continue.
Remember the first time that I was shown this method, like I said, when I was in my first year.
I need to rewind this a little bit. Let's get right back to the beginning of this section. Here we go.
Tuesday, you're going to bump that up another 3 beats per minute, so you're going to go to 178, and you're going to do this day by day until you reach Saturday, which is the day you should hit your target tempo of 190, and you should be able to play that exercise cleanly at that tempo. Now, I found that this definitely works for me. Like, I remember the first time that I was shown this method, like I said, when I was in my first year of studying guitar at uni, and I think the first time I used it, it was when I was learning John Mayer's Neon for the first time. And at the time, the technique used to play that song was so foreign to me that anytime I tried to play the song, I thought, man, I'm never going to be able to do this. It just feels so alien. But by establishing an appropriate target tempo a week in advance, I was able to build up, good synchronization between my fretting and picking hands, and I was getting a lot closer to be able to, play that complicated riff at the original tempo. Now, of course, my first target tempo that I set for playing that song was not, the original tempo of the song, but that's not the point of a target tempo. Like I said earlier, you might have an end goal tempo, like what I said for that exercise, 210 beats per minute. Like, I absolutely could not play that cleanly at 210 beats per minute, but I could, realistically get up to 190. If today's Sunday, the following Saturday, that would be a realistic goal for me. So this is all about, like a long-term goal versus a short-term goal. Your target tempo is the short term, and your end goal tempo, that is the long-term goal.
So I'm very curious if he's going to explain or give an explanation of how to reach that end goal then. So far he's talking about how you can reach a supposed target tempo in a week by just going up 3 beats per minute each day and practicing for 3 minutes straight. Well, let's see, because if he doesn't go further with how to reach that max speed, I think that's a big missing piece of this puzzle.
Now, if you're watching this video and you're trying to play something a bit faster at the minute, whether it's a lick or a song, please go and try this tomorrow. Say tomorrow is your day one. Spend a bit of time figuring out your target tempo, which again should be a tempo at which you can play the piece almost cleanly, but with a few mistakes in there as well. So spend that first day figuring out your target tempo, work your way back over those 7 days until you find an appropriate starting tempo, and just play the piece for 3 minutes or so straight. Don't stop until your hands start to feel a bit uncomfortable. And then don't attempt to play any faster than that day. You might feel like you could, but don't. Even if it's, a very magical tempo, just stick to that day one tempo. The following day, bump that metronome up by 3 beats per minute. Do the same the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that, until you reach your target tempo 7 days later. And come back to this video if you end up doing that, and let me know how you got on, because I'd be interested to know if this worked for you in the same way that it did for me. Like I said, it didn't change my approach to building speed. It gave me an approach to follow for building speed with anything on the guitar. Like I said, a song or an excerpt from a solo or a lick or an exercise. I really believe that this works for most guitar players, and it's a clear method to follow for building speed that isn't just stick on a metronome at 120 beats per minute, increase the speed when you feel like it. What's that even supposed to mean, when you feel like it? Like, you're never going to feel ready, you just have to sort of do it, I guess. So that is all I want to talk about today. This wasn't really a pre-planned video, we're just in the studio.
Well, he's not going into detail about how to actually get up to that 210 or whatever. So that's disappointing, because now people aren't going to know what the hell to do there. So, all right. So the other thing is an entire week to go from 172 just to 190. I mean, progress is progress for sure, but this sounds like a really slow approach to go faster with something. The idea is in the right place, I feel. Progressive overload, yes. You don't just stay at one tempo forever and only increase the speed when you feel like it. So as I preach, you play whatever it is you're working on just one time through, and then you go up 5. Do it again, go up 5. Do it again, go up 5. And eventually you're going to reach a point where you're going to really, really be struggling to go any faster. But that's why you use that old metronome, so you have a new target speed to hit. You're doing it several times in the same session. You're not waiting a whole day to do it. I think you're not going to reach maximum potential that way. There's so much about building things up with the metronome that goes beyond just moving quicker. You got to be able to hear things very fast. So yeah, or at the end of the video, he said that's all he had to talk about. We'll just see what the last minute holds here.
We had a bit of time to kill, and this is actually a topic I'd wanted to share on the channel for years now, and I thought, let's just do it now. Yeah, so this was totally unscripted, but I hope that it was useful to those of you who are interested in the topic of building speed, which is, let's be real, most guitar players. So if it was useful, please give it a like, share it with your guitar playing friends. My name is Campbell again. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel for more lessons. You can find links to my instructional website, bulletproofguitarplayer.com, in the description box. And that about does it for today's video, guys. I hope to see you in the next one.
Yeah. So, summary here. Definitely agree progressive overload is important. You do need to push it to go faster. 210 with triplets is not considered that fast. It's not. Oh, stop it. We're getting to you in a second. Anyway. Yeah, I agree with the progressive overload stuff. Agree that you don't just sit on the same tempo for an arbitrary or an undetermined amount of time and then just increase the speed when you feel like it. You do need to increase that speed again and again and again and again and again. But I do not agree that you start already close to your breaking point and then just go up 3 beats per minute each day. I don't think anyone's going to reach their maximum speed doing such an approach. I really don't see how. Like, in order for me to feel really, playing my best, playing my fastest, there is some warm-up time. I don't know how long that takes. I've never really paid much attention, but like it takes a little bit, you know, at least a few minutes of, you know, moving the joints and everything, moving the hands, the fingers and all that to feel more dialed in. Like, I don't, and just doing the same thing for 3 minutes straight, just a tiny bit faster than the day before, I don't see that pushing you to new limits. I don't think so. Question on the YouTube: does your picking hand move by itself after? I guess what it is. Does my picking hand move by itself after practicing a lot? Oh, you mean like twitch or whatever? Like when I'm done and my hand just starts flopping around without even thinking about it? Don't think cold starts are good for anyone. No, especially if you're trying to play as fast as you possibly can. Like if I start trying to pick as fast as I can cold, my elbow is like, what the hell are you doing? It gets kind of angry with me. It's like, stop it. Ouija board, Planchet. No, I wouldn't say, no. I wouldn't say that. It doesn't really bounce around or move around at all. I think my fretting hand, my forearm gets swollen doing stuff. Yeah, to really, yeah. I do not believe for 1 second, if I didn't do tons of metronome work to try and be faster and faster and faster, I wouldn't be as fast as I am today. Because, yeah, I don't think it can happen. So far, no report of the truckers. No. So that's nice. Sounds like I need to tune here. Okay, so that is that. Yeah, the fast part of Raining Blood. Definitely not. I'm assuming that part. Up to go through all that thing. That's a fun one to play stupidly fast. I want to do more stuff like that. Alright, let's get to the next one after I remove the other video from this. That gets your heart rate pumping. Like, it makes my heart rate go way up. So this one is called The Ultimate Alternate Picking Workout from Beginner to Pro by Beanley Hallsworth. I think he has 2 channels. I think one is for guitar instruction maybe, and another is just kind of, I don't know, like metal reviews, metal discussion, things like that. Accidentally learned Slayer. He has a blur. Fun blur. What Slayer song did you accidentally learn? I'm assuming it's very chromatic. Alright, so the usual spiel. I really need to just have like a disclaimer thing and just pop it up and read that, because my autistic brain is already sick of saying the same fucking thing all the damn time. It feels silly. Silly. Anyway, well, it was Raining Blood. All right. Right. So this is the first time watching this video. I am somewhat familiar with this content creator, Beanley Hallsworth. Yeah, I think he has 2 different channels. I'm not sure though. This is a pretty short video, only 3 minutes long. And whenever I watch these things, it's not with the intent to tear it down, be a jerk to anybody, but, you know, see if we agree, see if we disagree, see if I can add any value to the discussion. And yes, I am absolutely doing the coattail writing because, damn it, I need the views that he has. So there you go. Alright, so yeah, I've never watched this video before, so let's see what this is all about. Of course, I'm already skeptical of one thing. Anytime I see something that says, you know, the best or ultimate or whatever, like really? Why? And I've been guilty of saying, you know, crap like that before, so, you know, you can absolutely call me out for things I've done in the past, but I hope I don't do crap like that anymore. But we'll see. I'm sure it's clickbait, or at least clickbaity enough to just get you to watch. I mean, obviously it worked because here I am reacting to it. So there we go. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now and let's see what the ultimate picking workout is. Well, here we go with the first thing I disagree with. It says, it's essential that you're disciplined and never start to engage your arm or elbow. If you make yourself never engage your arm or your elbow, you're never going to reach these kinds of speeds. It's just not possible. You have to use your arm, elbow, whatever. Like, there's no way you're going to pick something that fast just using your wrist. It's not going to happen. So, when your arm or elbow need to engage in order to hit faster and faster speeds, use it. Use it. I do agree that you know, there's like, and this is a hard one to talk about because it's like, where is the number? Where is the speed where you shouldn't be using elbow or whatever? Like if I'm playing something like, I'm not going to be using a lot of arm or any at all. Just I've had some students where like they're doing something like that rhythm there, maybe at that speed, and they're like really stiff. So that's a kind of tension we don't want. That's a level of stiffness we do not want. It's not helpful. It's too slow to be being that rigid with it. And using the elbow for something like that, really unnecessary. You're not going crazy fast with this. So nice fluid thing like that would be better choice. It's something that at that speed. But I definitely have to tense up and use more elbow at that kind of speed, because without it, I wouldn't reach it. So if you want to reach your absolute fastest speeds, you have to use your arm and elbow. Why are people so against it? Question here. What age? Let's see. What age did you first play those speeds? I really don't know. I mean, I was playing pretty dang fast within like the first couple of years, after maybe just a couple of years. Certainly not with both hands synced up like that. But I could pick pretty quick. Not after a couple of years, I think. So, what the hell? I started playing at what? Was it 13? Let me think. I was about to start 9th grade. I was going to do the math on this. Right. So I was like a couple of months away from turning 13. I think. So I had pretty decent speed, like picking wise at, 15. But as far as when I could sync up both hands like that, I really don't know. Took a handful of years to get there. And it's just like, it was such a gradual thing that happens that, yeah, it just kind of happens. I don't know. We'll say before I was 20, maybe. But I was putting in a ton of work. Tons of work. I'm sorry, did I see some arm movement there? I mean, maybe his wrist is just moving so heavily that I'm seeing some arm movement, but I don't know, man. I think I saw some arm. Wait a minute, wait a fucking minute. Look what it says. Stay as relaxed as you can and don't be afraid to engage your elbow for some extra speed. So first he says never do it, and now he says it's okay. Instructions unclear, sir. Instructions unclear. Do I rest my upper arm on the guitar like this guy? Yeah, that's definitely sitting there. Forearms hanging out on that, for sure. Yeah. Inconsistency with the instructions here.
To get tabs, backing tracks and a lesson for this video, as well as a sick selection of super fun guitar workouts, courses, ebooks and weekly mentoring from me, then click the link in the description below to visit Bradley Hall's Guitar School and sign up today for free. Cheers guys and happy shredding.
If your practice is...
Oh, stop it. Alright, well there you go. That was the thing. The title's definitely clickbaity, saying it's the ultimate workout. Is it a good thing? Look, the material itself, perfectly fine. Absolutely. You can get a lot of stuff out of that. But, yeah, I guess not much to really say in regards to that. Obviously, the only thing I really took issue with is saying, don't use your arm. And then right after that, oh, it's okay to do that for a little extra speed. Alright, so which one is it? Let's see. I was thinking about practicing some of those chromatic riffs for that mode course to make sure I can actually play things up to speed. But maybe there's one more to watch. Shall we end it with Bernth? We haven't done a Bernth one in a little bit. Let's end it with the Bernth. Alright. We're going to end it with Bernth, and then it's time to practice some riffs.
Let me know if at least one of these...
Yeah, this came out... When did it come out? 7 days ago. 7 days ago. Alright, usual shit here. I really do need to make one of these disclaimer things and just put it up on screen. Anyhow, yeah, I do know Bernth. Do know Bernth. And I've watched a handful of his stuff. There's a lot of things I agree with. Some things I've disagreed with, but overall, I do recognize Bernth as a very skilled guitar player. He's got a lot of good information to share. I wish some of the titles and thumbnails weren't so damn clickbaity, because I hate it when people put things in the either the thumbnail or the title saying basically, you're not improving, just do this. So it makes you think, oh my god, what is the this? And then you click on it and yeah. Anyway. Pet peeve for sure. Alright. So this is the first time watching this video. Came out a week ago. And yes, Bernth is doing far better than me at the social media thing. Like, unquestionably better. And yes, this is coattail writing. I will not deny it. I fully admit it. I mean, look at the thumbnail for this video. Clout chasing's right on it. Anyway, video is called 10 Things I Wish I Knew as a Beginner Guitarist. So let's see what Bernth wished he knew. Knows what? I don't know how to speak. Here we go. Last reaction video of the stream.
This statement sounds familiar. Let me know if at least one of these statements sounds familiar to you. Advanced guitar techniques and solos seem extremely hard to master, if not impossible. Practicing guitar often feels like you're stuck in a rut, constantly repeating the same old boring licks and exercises without seeing any real progress. Maybe playing virtuosic and impressive guitar solos and feeling completely free on the fretboard simply isn't meant for everybody, and only a select few, the top 1% of guitar players, get to feel this amazing creative freedom, limitless speed and happiness when they're playing guitar. If you could see yourself a little bit in at least one of these statements, you just clicked on the perfect video, because this is how I very often felt when I started my guitar journey. But now
I don't think he kept up with the numbers very well there. It seemed like there were more than 3 things, but it just went up to 3. Look at me being a pedantic asshole again. Unrelated question. Oh, if I updated studio in all this time, yeah, got the latest version. What is it, 5 now? Yeah, still upgraded it for both myself and dear old dad. So yeah, we got the latest one. And I can't really think of anything that's different either. The 6 point, oh, it's 6 now? Well, we got version 6. I mean, it should be the latest one. I'd have to look. Huh. Anyway, yeah, it should be the latest one. Let me see. Put the mouse over it. What does it say? Anything? Yeah, it's Studio One 6. So, yeah. I don't know if I've installed the latest update of it, but it is number 6. What are some things you've noticed that's new in the most recent edition? All right, let's continue on here while we wait for the answer on what's new with Studio One 6.6.
Now, 20 years later, I finally reached my goal of becoming a professional guitar player, being able to play pretty much anything I want. And in this very special video, around 20 years in the making, I want to show you the 10 most important tips and exercises I wish I knew when I started out. This honestly would have saved me years and years of guitar practice. So this might be the most valuable tips and exercises I ever shared on this channel. Let's get started. This is exercise number 1 for today.
That just threw me off. We're going straight into an exercise.
Timing might be the absolute most important foundation when it comes to your guitar playing.
Yes, rhythm. 100% agree there, which is why I like to say, if your rhythm sucks, everything suffers. So yes, your rhythm is extremely important. I do notice, like, anytime he talks about rhythm or timing, he has to do the ghost, or not ghost notes, string rakes. Lots of string rake stuff. I don't know why why he likes to do it that way, because you can do all this rhythmic stuff with chords the whole time, and single note stuff. But I suppose that's just a personal preference.
Because it doesn't matter how fast you can play, if the notes you play aren't exactly in time, you will pretty much instantly be fired from any band. And if you're not playing correctly in time, pretty much everything that you will play will never sound right. So
please explain Kirk Hammett then. Oh, man. That dude plays some sloppy ass shit for sure. Mostly things that were workflow fixes, like 1 move instead of 3. Performance is better. Editing and chord track features are nice. I don't think I know anything about chord track stuff. I haven't noticed anything with like workflow things I'm doing either. Maybe I just don't use enough of it to know. Huh. Alright, so exercise number 1, continuing on here. More stuff, okay. Anyway, that's enough of my brain trying to make a thought and then not making a thought. There you go. This moment brought to you by autism.
This first exercise is my favorite concept when it comes to practicing timing and rhythm. And for those octave intervals that you're playing here, you really just want that lower note and the higher note to ring out. The note in between, it's basically a dead note that you can't hear. And in between, you have those percussive dead notes. And it's really, really easy to hear if they are in time or not, since it's just such a percussive accent in between the open octaves. And the main twist with this exercise...
Maybe that's why, I think he kind of just explained why he likes doing the string rakes, or as he put the dead notes, he feels like he can really hear those things better because it's percussive. Fair enough, fair enough. Does he have a girl with an upside down cross tattooed on his upper arm? I don't know. Let's keep a lookout. Maybe he does. So he's doing... Oh, he's... Yeah. So 1 and up, and... No, 1 and up. this thing. It'll take a minute for me to learn that. I don't know if we want to sit here and watch me do that. But let's keep going on. Yeah. So the dead notes, as he puts it, percussive, helps you hear it better. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Is that you're first playing 16th notes, but then you're switching to 16th note triplets, 16th notes, and triplets. So switching between different note values, even to 32nd notes at the end, and working with that open wrist motion, makes this an awesome exercise for timing, and the next one also features this approach quite a bit. Alright, as you could maybe hear, this next exercise was all about building speed, especially picking hand speed. Now as a beginner, when I
didn't catch that, did you? Did you know this was all about building speed and picking hand speed? I would say that it's still more about being rhythmic. Complicated rhythm, really, because you're not really going to be playing a lot of stuff that goes from 16th notes to just a random 16th note triplet and back to 16s. I mean, you certainly can. Obviously, he just did it. But this is not something I would ever give to anybody for something to build speed. If you want to build speed, you need, pure speed, just to be as fast as you possibly can. Having stuff that's fairly simple, especially in the beginning, to... I mean, it needs to be simple enough that you can actually get some real speed out of it. But if you have to keep changing the subdivision like that, you're not going to be hitting super, super crazy ass fast stuff. Yeah, because anyway, can you build speed with that? Yes, but is it the same thing as reaching true maximum speed potential? No, I don't think so.
I started with this, I made the mistake of immediately going to full scale patterns. But I wish I would have started with this by introducing some small speed bursts in between 16th notes, just like with the first half of this exercise. Once again, you have some 16th notes followed by a quick burst of 16th note triplets. But the cool additional detail with this exercise is once the second pattern starts, not only does the direction of the lick with the fretting hand turn around, the picking hand direction also turns around. And that feels super weird when you try it for the first time, because we're all very used to leading with a downstroke. That's what makes this such a great exercise for your picking and for your speed and control. Now the next exercise is pretty much the most important one from the...
Yeah, if you want to do speed bursts, I would have students use like 8th notes to 16th notes. Or even 16th notes to 32nd, but 30 seconds are pretty stupidly fast anyway. So I don't know about that. But yeah, 8th notes to 16th notes makes sense to me. 8th note triplets to 16th note triplets, that makes sense to me. 16th notes to 16th note triplets, maybe. It can be a thing. You really got to get used to it though. I think that's going to trip people up more in terms of just getting used to going between 4 and 6 versus just, having something that this can be like just double up the motion or double up the speed of whatever it is that you're doing. So yeah, that's one I wouldn't give to somebody if they're trying to build speed as their main thing. Looks like a succubus with horns. The thing, well, he said his upper arm. Oh, I can kind of see it there right now. Right in there. I see what you mean. Yeah, it does look like she has a upside down cross on the forehead. And definitely has horns.
this video. That's the one that I'm currently working on in my routine as well. Just one important information before I show it to you. If you feel like you're not really sure about what to practice at the moment, so you want to get better and you have 15 to 30 minutes every single day to...
He's gonna plug his Patreon. I betcha. I don't blame him. I need to do it too. Hey, I got Patreon. You can sign up for free for 1 week. Check out over 100 different lessons. And then after that, it's only $1 a month to keep going. If you can spend $5 a month, you get access to online instruction courses as well. And the more people who join, the more I get to do stuff like this and the more content I get to put out. So there you go. There's my plug. Now let's hear his.
To practice, but you simply don't know what to do to get better. You need a simple, structured, step-by-step method. I just released a brand new, really awesome scale workout routine for all my members on Patreon. This one features really awesome slow, medium, and fast tempo play-along videos. So at the start of your practice routine, you can simply press play on those videos. It's basically like I'm in the room with you, so it's really fun to practice this way. And of course, as with all my packages and courses on Patreon, you get the guitar profiles, detailed tab PDF sheets, backing tracks, and in case you're a VIP or Platinum member over there, of course you get some input and coaching directly from me, because you can post your progress videos in the secret VIP Facebook group. Over there I'm personally giving you feedback, so if you're serious about your guitar progress, just click the link below, patreon.com/Bernth. Download the new practice package right away. The student success rate with this one is absolutely crazy so far, so please stop wasting your time. Sign up today with the link down below. I'm waiting for you over there, but now let's check out the next awesome exercise. Multiple really cool benefits again. First of all, you obviously had some string skipping in there. So I'm only playing on the high E string and G string, and I want to avoid any string noise. That's not what I want, but the main benefit of this exercise is actually hand synchronization. So with this one you will tighten up the connection between your picking hand and fretting hand by...
So the previous exercise also works on hand synchronization. Absolutely. Just because you're skipping strings doesn't mean you're really... It's not more focused on hand synchronization. Anytime you move the pick and you change frets there with your fretting hand, you are working on hand synchronization. Even if you're not changing every single time, just changing notes and picking, you are working on hand synchronization. So does this work on a hand synchronization? Of course it does. But that doesn't mean the previous thing doesn't. They both do. Absolutely. And here I go being a pedantic asshole once again. So the video is called 10 Things I Wish I Knew as a Beginner Guitarist. Does this mean he wished he knew the 10 exercises he's showing right now? Because I feel like, yeah, clickbait. Anyway, continuing.
Moving this pattern all across the neck. So you don't want the listener to hear that you're transitioning between those different positions. And the only way this works is when your hands are perfectly synchronized. And having an exercise like this in your routine will finally help you with establishing this connection once and for all at any given tempo. But if you feel the weird sensation that your fretting hand isn't fast enough to follow your picking strokes, this is what I recommend doing next. Alright, as you could see, this next exercise was pretty much all about the fretting hand, and honestly this is something I wish I started with right at the beginning. I started this way too late on my guitar journey. This is all about legato and fretting hand technique, and this is the exact exercise I wish I worked on because it includes all of the fretting hand fingers. So you both have to learn to hammer on and pull off with all of your fingers with this exercise, and you also have to switch between the E string and the B string, and there's just one picking stroke at the beginning of each pattern. And as you will really see, this will really train all of your fingers to work independently, and that's something I wish I knew 20 years ago. Just like with this...
Look, we can see it better now. There we go. There's the tattoo. Alright, continue.
Next exercise, check it out. Alright, as you could see and hear, this was all about a scale phrase that kind of sounded advanced and a little bit virtuosic, even at a slower tempo, right? And the secret behind this, and the detail I wish I knew all this time ago, is working with odd note groupings when it comes to scale lines. So the cool and very interesting aspect of...
So you wish he worked on arpeggios? That's what it is. He's doing arpeggios. I wonder if he's going to talk about the arpeggios. Let's see. He's starting off with... Goodness. That skeleton is fucking going berserk there. Kind of an arpeggio, so he starts off with an A minor. That would make it A minor add 9. That's the octave of the A. Throwing that in as your flat 7, so really it's like an A minor 9 to begin with. Okay, so 1 and 2. And then we'll look at the next beat as the next chord. But it feels like the arpeggio would start there. Because that would make it a C. C6. That is... I really do need to tune this, damn it. That's just the third interval again. 3, 2, 1. Anyway, enough of that. I don't want to turn this into another theory thing where I'm just make the stream go dead. Anyway, yeah. Let's continue.
This scale line is, I was not always playing 3 notes per string. I was not always playing 2 notes per string, not even 1 note per string. I was completely mixing these patterns. So I started with 2 notes per string, 1 note per string, 3 notes per string, 1 note, 1 note, 1 note, 2 notes, 3 notes, 1 note again. So over these 2 measures I mixed a lot of note groups while still working with 16th notes. So the pulse is always 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But once again, instead of just playing like a 2 note grouping or a 3 note grouping, I just experimented a lot when I wrote this lick, and I threw together different combinations. And that's not only a great picking exercise because you have to navigate between the strings playing all those different odd groups. Again, it's really awesome and helpful when it comes to synchronizing those hands. But the biggest benefit right here is a creative one. So if you feel like you're always playing, writing and improvising the same licks, working with odd note grouping and familiarizing yourself with the concept for an exercise like this will change your life forever. And
change your life forever. I say, yeah, I agree with that. Like, that's a really good idea when trying to break out of a rut, when you're stuck with improvisation. Keep changing how many times you play a note on, or how many notes you play on a string, like 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1 kind of thing. Definitely a good idea. So yes, that can absolutely help open up all kinds of creative things. I agree with that, and I'm glad he also said that it does also work with hand synchronization, because it all does.
The next exercise is equally important. Check it out. So if you know your guitar techniques already, you know that this was all about tapping, and people don't really talk about tapping that much anymore, which makes me kind of sad. The mistake that I made when it comes to learning this technique as a beginner was just learning this. So super basic patterns everyone is playing, but I wish I could have seen the awesome creative possibilities right away. The way this exercise is written, those tapping accents fall in really interesting places. So it's not just always tapped note, pull off, hammer on, tapped note, pull off, hammer on, and so on. So this sounds much more practical right away and less like an exercise, like with those more basic patterns. So if you feel like you should introduce more techniques to your guitar solos, I would say give tapping another go. Try to put the tapped notes and accents into interesting places, like with this lick, where you don't really expect them rhythmically, and you will love the results, just like with the next advanced technique. Check it out. Once again, if you're familiar with a lot of guitar techniques already, you will have seen that this is all about sweep picking.
I should go back here. There is absolutely nothing wrong with starting off your finger tapping journey, or learning it, doing that. In fact, when I teach students how to do these things, I start off with the really basic, just so this way they get the idea of the tap and then the pull off. And then we move into, yep, that standard, the tap, pull, hammer. And then we throw in another finger. And then we move into the tap, pull, pull. Throwing another finger there. And then we do kind of a combination. Tap, pull, hammer, tap, pull, pull. And then we add in the next finger again. And you can get some ridiculous speed out of doing that stuff. But yeah, I mean, you absolutely can do a lot of creative stuff by just changing where you're doing the tap. Doesn't have to be like the same pattern over and over again. Throw in some slides. And the extra finger occasionally. So, yeah, nothing wrong with starting off with the really basic stuff because, well, you gotta start with the basic stuff. It's a good thing. Over on Kick, basically play classical music. And you can find a never-ending amount of amazing music and ideas. Yeah, there's definitely never-ending stuff out there. There's always something to learn. Always something to learn. And do I ever tap at the edge of the pick? Rarely. Rarely ever. Because it just seems like a pain in the butt to go from here into getting into position for it. But yeah, I'm certainly aware of it. Ugh. But now I'll just... Very rare will I do it. But anyway, yeah, I pretty much never do it because it just seems like an inconvenience to get into that position. Maybe I just need to practice getting into that position. Maybe that's my problem. I haven't done it enough to feel comfortable with it.
And arpeggios. The mistake that I made when I started out learning this was only playing arpeggios up and down. So it took me a very, very long time to unlock the creative potential when it comes to this technique, because as cool as it is, people listening to your playing will get a little bit bored of that. So I wish I would have started working with cool patterns like this, for example with those diminished shapes that I wrote. Now this is still based on the sweep picking technique, although I have to be a little bit more careful right here and think a little bit about my picking strokes, because this is not just playing an arpeggio down and up and down and up. I'm starting out with up strokes, and I want to make sure to have that sweeping motion right here and not attack every single string individually. So this is about a fluid picking movement like this across the strings, but then I have to turn the picking direction around and actually play a downstroke on the B string. So tricky patterns like this are more challenging, of course, and they can be frustrating when it comes to navigating in between the strings. But I really wish I explored the sweep picking technique creatively like this from the beginning. It would have helped out a lot with my guitar solos and with my phrasing, instead of spamming them up and down all the time. But let's talk about something
Well, there's another one then, like for anyone who is trying to get better or wants to do sweep picking stuff, there's nothing wrong with starting off with spamming, just going up and down the shapes. You got to start somewhere. So yeah, spam the hell out of those things at first. You got to get comfortable with that, just going up and down some shapes before you start doing the more advanced stuff. So spam away, and then when you start to feel ready for it, then you can start getting a bit more creative with it. So yeah, I don't feel like doing something like that in the very beginning is wise at all. In fact, I think it would make people more frustrated if they started with something that goes kind of like down, up, down, up, down, up, kind of like in the middle of a shape, because it is way more difficult. Starting off with the more difficult thing just because it sounds more interesting, I don't think that's the way to go. I think it'll cause more frustration than anything, because people are going to have a harder time pulling it off. No pun intended.
completely different with the next exercise. Check it out. Alright, so this was also about a picking
Economy
technique, but
picking.
not sweep picking, economy picking. So most players are very familiar with the concept of alternate picking, just picking down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and so on. But with some scale phrases like the one I just played for you, it can often really help out to familiarize yourself with a different picking approach. So for this workout, I wasn't playing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and so on. I was playing down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. And the reason why learning this picking approach and alternate picking as well is because sometimes, especially when you're playing very fast, you have some guitar licks that are quite difficult when it comes to string transitions, and it can really help you out when you become a master with both of those picking styles, because most players are either alternate picking experts or economy picking experts, but by mastering both of these picking styles and combining them.
How come he didn't complete the lick with the economy picking? He did more with the alternate picking than the economy picking. Now, the economy picking is something I am very not practiced at, or you could say I'm terrible with. I've been curious though if it's worth actually exploring and getting better with, and I don't know. Maybe one of these days. Maybe. I've tried it a little bit. I can definitely do even just like that. That line right there. I can alternate pick that way better, way faster than doing economy picking. But you could argue, well, that's just because you're not good enough with it yet. You haven't practiced it enough. Very true. I haven't. Because I'm so big on just locking into that. I just don't see economy picking hitting it like that. But yeah, there are some things I have come across where economy picking is a better choice, because some stuff is just not designed for stupidly fast paying. Stupidly fast paying. Give money really quick.
Creatively, you will have the most amount of freedom possible when it comes to especially faster guitar licks. So in case you haven't really worked on economy picking yet, make sure to try out this exercise, and remember that I have a full course on economy picking on my Patreon page, patreon.com/Bernth. It's a 30-day course program that takes you from the basics like this to more advanced and super creative sounding licks. But we got a little bit sidetracked with the lead guitar stuff. Let's talk about rhythm again with this very important topic. Check it out.
Palm mutes.
Alright.
He really likes switching up subdivisions, doesn't he?
So as you could see, this was about a very important topic when it comes to rock and metal guitar.
Credit cards.
This is all about downstrokes. A lot of guitar players in...
I thought we were going to talk about palm muting. I was wrong.
This style of music really want more downstroke speed because downstrokes sound a little bit more aggressive compared to alternate picking everything. And I personally kind of regret not working more on this in my practice routines as a teenager because I was very obsessed with lead guitar and with playing scale phrases, arpeggios, all of that. So this is something I definitely had to work on quite a bit to get it up to speed as a lead guitar player. And what helped me a lot is working with patterns that have a lot of accents in them. So as you could hear, I was playing perfect fourths in this riff that serves as great accents and muted, down-picked, palm-muted notes. So I'm alternating between big open accents and muted notes. That's the first challenge. And the next challenge is, of course, we are also switching between different note values again. We're starting out with 16th notes, but then we're moving to triplet. So for these we want to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And in the end, to really work on the speed when it comes to those downstrokes, there are even some 30-second notes. The reason for that is it's the same principle like with one of the other speed exercises I showed you. It really helps when you have some very, very fast speed bursts in the exercises. So just some quick bursts of super fast picking that helps with pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. So those don't have to sound perfect right away. Feeling speed just doesn't work by playing 1 BPM faster every day. You really have to challenge yourself with something that you can't play yet. Which brings me to the most important topic.
I would still say if you want to work on your down picking speed, there's nothing wrong with doing the palm-muted accent pattern thing. I don't think it's necessary to, again, go from 16th notes to 16th note triplets or even do the 30-second note burst kind of thing. Just work the damn thing up. Work it up and push yourself to go faster and faster every single time you practice it. Work it up, push it, push it, push it, push it. Push it. And yes, play it perfect. Because only perfect practice makes you perfect. Practice makes permanent, therefore perfect practice makes perfect. Practicing sloppy produces slop. Do not practice sloppy unless you want to sound sloppy.
I wish I knew when I started out with all of this. And this little chapter is called Practice Routines Actually Work. Most players don't really have a plan when it comes to their practice sessions. They just pick up a guitar, play some random riffs and licks and call it a day. But then they get frustrated because they don't see any real progress. So a practice routine is something that will really change your life when you actually know what to do every single day and you start to see results day by day. And here's the big plot twist at the end. All of these exercises and topics we talked about in this video combined actually make a perfect daily practice routine that consists out of everything that I wish I worked on when I started out with all of that. So for this week's awesome download package on Patreon, I combined all of these exercises into one super effective daily workout routine. The awesome thing with this one is that it covers absolutely everything that you should practice every single day. As you could see with the exercises I showed you, they are about fretting hand technique, picking hand technique, hand synchronization.
I think Bernth fans are going to start to hate me. He said it's packed full of everything you should practice every day. Maybe. There might be some things you need to focus on more. There might be other things in there that you're already good with. It depends on the person. There's a lot of good things in there to practice. Can you get better using that stuff? Depends on how you approach it, but yeah, of course. But does that mean everything is in there? How can you tell? You can't tell. I don't know. It's like when people ask me, what should I work on? What am I supposed to work on? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know anything about you. Tell me what you're stuck with. Show me what you can't do. That's why I have meet and greets with people that want to sign up for Skype lessons. Like, until we actually have some kind of evaluation here, I don't know what the hell to give you. I can't know. And I do have instruction courses and all kinds of stuff on Patreon to do. If you have a question as to where to start, we can start a dialogue, send some messages back and forth, and I can try and help point you in a good direction. But to say, oh yeah, this has everything you should be working on, I don't think that's okay. That's not cool.
Interesting techniques like sweep picking and tapping. Absolutely everything that you should cover in your daily technique workout routine is featured in this brand new awesome download package on Patreon. So this is what you've been looking for all this time. You can get it with the link down below, patreon.com/Bernth. No more thinking about what to practice, no more getting frustrated because you don't see any weekly or even daily results. So once again,
so what happens if you do this stuff and you don't see results still? Because what if, obviously I don't know what's in the package, but if it's just those things, I mean, there's got to be some kind of ramp up. There's got to be a build up to start off simple and then get more and more difficult. And look, just because you get one of my courses doesn't mean you're always going to see results every single day, because you still might be practicing things incorrectly. And there might be stuff within there that needs to be supplemented with other things, because there's only so much that can be covered in an instruction course. Like, there are things that I think of with students that I never would have thought of until they presented me with an issue that they couldn't get past. So instruction courses can certainly provide a lot of information, but it's never going to be as effective as working with somebody one-on-one who can address all the little details and issues that come up for you. This is a very salesy video. Maybe that's why he's making like over $45,000 a month. Do I need to be more salesy? Anyway, no, I do not have a crystal ball. Haha, definitely not. We got, what, 20 seconds left here?
again, the choice is yours. If you're serious about this and you finally want to see some real results, get started with this right now. Don't do it tomorrow or next week, because we both know it's gonna be never. Download it now with the link down below. Get started, see some results.
Yeah, that's very salesy there. I don't like that ending. That's a bullshit ending. Fuck that. No, I get it, but that's fucked up. I don't like that. I am morally opposed to that kind of bullshit sales tactics. Anyway, it's finally time for me to hit the bathroom. Are all the customers satisfied? Mine or my students? Well, I can't speak to that. I'm sure there are some that aren't. I can't please everybody. Yeah. I mean, on average, people stick with me for like 3 years. Some, hell, one guy's been with me for like 8. Yeah, like, definitely a sales pitch. You might buy that and never go anywhere with it. That's true. Because even if you just have it, doesn't mean you're actually going to follow it. Because a lot of those things could be like right over your head. Absolutely can be right over your head. All right. Bathroom break, and then let's check out, or I'm going to start practicing some chromatic riffs, and let's see if I can get those up to speed. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Do we have any comments or questions to check out? Let's switch over to the 6th string. Nope. No new comments. Okay. Alright, so yeah, let's finish off the stream with some guitar practice. Switch over to this. Let's remove that from the there. Alright, that is removed. Opening up the stuff. Middle modes instruction course. Yep, here we go. Holy moly. Oh. Am I the fastest guitarist on YouTube? I don't know. Maybe it's some things. Everything? Definitely not everything. Definitely not everything. I'm going to switch over to this view. Coming up. Boom, boom. Alright, so I have this at 200. That's what I wanted to play it at. Is Guthrie Govan faster? It's certain things, absolutely. It's really hard to say who is the fastest because what's the criteria going to be? Because one person can play a specific piece of music faster than somebody else. It doesn't mean the other person who is supposedly slower can't do something else faster. There's way too much stuff to play on the instrument to say who is the fastest person, you know. I guarantee there's some things I can hit faster than Guthrie can right now, and there's things that he can hit faster than me for sure. Absolutely. I saw him do some weird tapping thing that I think he explained it. It sounds like he liked doing it because it sounded like a saxophone solo. He definitely has me beat on that. Absolutely. Okay. So I go both to the 6th and the 7th both times. Feeling that ending is going to give me the most trouble. I'm going to focus on that for right now. And I'm not going to figure out my target speed and then go up in 3 beats per minute every day. Or I mean, yeah, every day. I'm going to get this fucker up to speed now. God damn it. need it to be, so that's good. Got to end with a good take, though. Try and get this 215 here in a second. Was that like a jiggling jelly blob? Got all kinds of gifs over on Kick there. Huh. Lauren, hello. Came in okay. Yeah, I'll check in on Sunday, man. So I think you probably got the email saying that I'm out of town. Well, not out of town. Out of away from the computer, basically. So yeah, once I sign off on Thursdays for lesson stuff, that's it. I don't open that thing up until I get back to work on Sunday. So I will definitely let you know. We'll check it out then, though. All right, let's try this 215 again. That part. Now I need to be the whole thing. I probably have to work up the whole thing though. I don't think I can do it all right now. Well, let's find out. Ah, the fucking chord. Is playable. What about, oh god, what have I written? Alright, this is only a 7. That's right, this one's got a lot of stuff ringing out at the same time. So 70. Let's see. Doing wrong? That's what it was. That's how I did it. Dear Lord, okay. want to go about this? 'Cause I bet I could do this all. Just have it written at 70. There's that bar. Now the next one. No. starting to crap out on me here. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. Shit's shut down. Got it. Alright. 2 riffs down. 2 riffs playable. Oh, God. I might just be throwing in the towel here in a minute. I don't think I got the brain capacity to freaking work on this right now. Oh my God, that looks like a son of a bitch. No, I'm doing... Okay, that must be wrong. What? No. Actually not too far off. How do I decrease the time between gallops on those gallop patterns? They require a different technique than 16th notes, or can you hit them once? You can reach a gold tempo doing 16th. Decrease the time. I assume you mean how do you play the gallops faster? The same as anything else, really. Just practice your gallops and just push it faster, 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 faster. So that rhythm right there, like those first 3 beats. So I'm just going down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. So keeping a fluid down and up the entire time. Da, 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 da. And then, you know, if it's a 16th note, basically like when an extra 16th, or how do I want to say this? It's like right here, because you have the 2 16th notes in a row, that's where an upstroke comes in. Same thing right here, you got 2 upstrokes that'll happen there, but all the 8th notes really are downstrokes, so I'm going down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, so on. I have wanted to experiment a little bit with, what I call it, I don't know, pause picking. Like, because there's some rhythms I've kind of just fiddled with, like it's, I kind of pause how I'm moving. Which goes against keeping the same flow the entire time. And I've wanted to work that up with doing reverse gallops or even the gallops. So something like, it's like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, like that. It's freaking tough, but I think I really can do that a little bit faster than or at least fatigue less. But I haven't really pushed it yet. But I think I can get a lot out of it. But anyway, yeah, so what I'm doing there, just like down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. And just pushing that the same way anything else. Just like Deaf World says there, just 5 up. Started at the 60. Up 65. Up 60 or 70. 75. And then you just keep pushing it further and further and further till you reach that point where it becomes pretty damn difficult, and then you get it right, and then you go faster. And just keep pushing it like anything else. I would definitely work on gallops, you know, on their own. Push that as fast as you can. Do your reverse gallops. Push that as fast as you can, and you can start mixing them up. And I believe I have some stuff like that on, yes, here comes the sale, on Patreon for some of the rhythm work sets, but you can check the whole thing out for free for a week, see if it's something that you like. I got stuff like up on there, and I do talk about, like, well, a bit about pushing the speed there, but then you also get the free Metronome Method ebook too. Can I play Iced Earth? I know very little. I actually did do a song from Iced Earth as a lesson, kind of for an old student. I did that for him. He's a big Iced Earth fan. I don't remember what song it was. It's the other one up on Patreon. You go there and you look up Iced Earth. That'll be the song. But yeah, that's good. God, was that shit fast. They gallop fast as hell. Probably the fastest gallops I've ever heard in music was Iced Earth. Alright, let's give this a go. See if I can actually play my riff. Probably do a half speed first. Damn it. half of them. That went better than I thought it would. I was worried this was going to kick my ass. Matches the BPM. Yes, it does. Oh, God. Okay, this one I don't think is going to be bad at all. This is just a bunch of minor arpeggios all over the place, I think. What did I write here? Black metal. Is that right? I did it at the 3. Whew. God damn, that hurts. I might need to slow that one down a little bit. Fuck. Wow. My triceps is... Woo. Jesus Christ. To go that long? Damn. That fucking hurt. Whew. Oof. Yeah, you're not going to get up those speeds just going up 3 beats per minute a day. Good Lord. Let's give it another try. God damn. All right, there we go. Yes, the chuggy chugs, chuggities, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I ripped myself off. That's what I did. Oh boy. Alright, I'm gonna save this for later. I'm beat. Time to take a break. Well, time for me to end the stream and then finally get to editing, or continue editing the May Patreon lesson. Yeah, it's June already. I recorded like an hour's worth of stuff, video, recorded it. God, with enough time to actually get the lesson out. And then I go to look at the material, look at the footage to start editing, and none of the guitars were recorded. None of them. That's because I didn't click a certain button on OBS. Gotta double check your settings before you record. So I had to wait a whole other week to finally record it, and then I have to wait a week to have the time to actually edit. Fun times! So I gotta put out 2 lessons this month to make up, well, to stay on track. Oh well, the next lesson will be a lot easier. Most likely it'll just be the next palm mute accent pattern, and those go pretty quick. Alright, time to wrap up the stream and time to end it. Thank you to everyone who came in and participated. So, Mr. Taylor, of course, Plastodon, Deaf World, Lauren for a second there, Aaron, and that asshole who I blocked. Fuck him. Yeah, that's a story right there. If you want to be, moral of that story, I don't even know what I should say. But basically, this dude, he seemed like a real nice guy at first. Give compliments, this and that. Wanting to talk shreddy stuff, and then he just starts going off on me about how I'm a spoiled internet musician, and he's just had the worst, hardest life, and it's so unfair that I get to play guitar for a living, or really teach guitar for a living. And he was not happy with me for not asking him for help and advice. And he thinks he should be recognized by everyone everywhere as this great, amazing guitar player, and he's so much better than me and everybody else out there. He ended up deleting his comment thread. That was basically, I was feeding the troll on that one. I was like, okay, well, let's get some interaction on this post. But he ended up deleting his comments, and then he actually had the nerve to say on another post, like, whoa, you live in Sacramento? Hey, I'm like 45 minutes away from you. You know, we can have a jam sometime, but I understand if you don't want to. I'm like, you're out of your goddamn mind. You want to talk all that shit and then have a fucking jam session? Hell no. If I show up to that thing, there's a good chance that fool's going to try and fucking kill me. Absolutely not. Yeah, that was on just the Instagram thing there. I had to moderate it myself. In fact, if he ever comments on everything on there, I do need to just block him. But the fact he showed up in the live stream today, that did it rattle me. I was like, that's that asshole. Anyway. Enough of that. Stay safe out there, everybody. The stream is over. See you, hopefully, on Sunday, but definitely, well, I say definitely a week from Friday. But you never know. I'll be on again.